Ad Psychology is another video in the free traffic domination video series. Zig Ziglar on buyer resistance. Every sale has 5 basic obstacles: no need, no money, no hurry, no desire, and no trust. What if there was a way of getting into the mind of the prospect and breaking down their resistance? When observing human behavior, particularly in business, almost everyone has at one time or another asked these questions. Why do some people spend their last dime on a useless instant wealth scheme? Or completely ignore the consequences of failure by mortgaging their homes and futures by borrowing money for some ridiculous money-making venture? When you think about it, it almost boggles the mind. You really have to wonder how some marketers can get people to make such irrational decisions. How can a few marketers convert the most stubborn prospects into eager buyers while others can barely get a sale? Here's a clue. It's the same thing that makes most marketers completely lose their focus in business. Persuasive ad copy. Outside of making money, persuasive ad copy is the primary cause of the biggest problems faced by marketers in business right now. Marketers universally agree that too many distractions and lack of focus are the biggest hurdles for getting ahead in business. Both literally stop most marketers from ever having success. Worse, it can also lead to lost time and irrational spending on worthless products or services. Why? Because most people get mesmerized by irresistible ad copy, even other marketers. It's called marketing psychology, a masterful technique of using human nature, human emotion, and human psychology to manipulate people. It's so amazingly powerful, it can practically hypnotize people into buying, even convincing some to spend their last dime. It's a way of using emotional triggers to motivate, inspire, and influence a prospect into making a buying decision. These powerful techniques are often unknown to even the most experienced salespeople. Imagine having the power to change the mind of your most stubborn prospect into an eager customer who can't wait to give you their money. Although it might sound like mind control, it's really a system that uses natural human emotions to break down the defensive barriers that are the real obstacles in getting a sale. In other words, it makes people want to buy. People just like you. This technique is the real difference maker in the ad copy used by the major players in internet marketing. They literally make millions using it and then make millions more teaching it in their seminars. These tactics are so effective that sometimes by simply changing just a few words in an ad, it can double or even triple the response rate. The knowledge of these emotional triggers can be an extraordinarily powerful weapon in your quest for a prospect's business. But what about you? How do you switch from being controlled by these techniques to being in control? Simply by changing that mesmerizing and irresistible ad copy from subjective to objective. What we mean is by changing it from being irresistible and mind-controlling to becoming an interesting educational tool that you can analyze and use for yourself. You can do this by learning why the ad copy works, what it actually does, and when to use it. Once you understand exactly how they work and see them in action, they'll start to become interesting instead of hypnotizing. In other words, they'll lose their power over you. Don't worry, you won't need a PhD. This isn't as complicated as it may sound. It's really quite easy to learn. Daniel Webster said, "If all of my possessions were taken from me, with one exception, I would choose to keep the power of communication, for by it I would soon regain all the rest."